Welcome to another edition of Bigfoot Weekly. Today is Monday, June 10th, 2013. I'm Vic. I'll be your host today. I want to start out by letting you know how much I appreciate your subscribership and the comments that you make on the videos. Interesting comments, and also they're all very clean and respectful, which I really appreciate. I'm trying a bit of video software, and so the format for today's edition is going to be different. I don't know necessarily that it'll be better. I just wanted to try something different, and I would like your feedback on it as well. I thought maybe some subscribers would be tired of a talking head video of some big fat guy in Arizona giving you Bigfoot news, but so let me know what you think. If it doesn't suit your fancy, that's okay. I can go back to the old format. I was just experimenting a little bit, so there may be some glitches, or there may be some things that aren't right. I think there's a maybe some video that I was having audio. Sorry, that I was having some trouble with. Anyway, without further ado, let's just go ahead and kick this thing off. All right, here we go. All right, this first video has to do with Kryder Explorations expedition of the Ortiz Mountain, which is a mountain range that runs through central New Mexico. This expedition actually took place on May of 2012, and these guys went through some very rough terrain. I mean, this stuff is high desert, and it doesn't get real into the pines until they get really way up high. In any case, one of the members of the expedition actually lives right at the base of the Ortiz mountain ranges, and keeps experiencing Sasquatch activity overnight and things like that. So he put this expedition together. It's a 3-part video, and I found it interesting to watch. I mean, it's pretty raw stuff. They don't catch very much. They do catch a few things, but it's just interesting to watch the way they conduct their expedition. And, my hat's off to these guys, because this terrain was really it was not pretty. It was a pretty rough go. Anyway, check that out. I found that really interesting. I'll leave the link for this as well down beneath. All right, this next one here is actually J.R. Bob Dobbs, the man who cried Bigfoot, Part 11. He went back out to San Antonio to investigate again, and he talked to one of the homeless couples that he had talked to in his previous video, and he did experience a couple things out there that were a little odd. Just as he started the video, you might want to listen for it. It's within the first 15-20 seconds of the video, I think. He hears an odd noise. He starts his video at 1 a.m. He's out there by himself, which I got to give him credit for. And he hears an odd noise, and all he does is kind of turn his head and says that, he just says that was odd. Anyway, check it out. He interviews a couple again. I don't know that there was anything new or revealing about this, just that he's out there conducting this investigation, by himself, which is pretty cool. I don't know whether he intends to go back or not, but this one is fairly interesting. All right, moving on. In the Cryptomundo, maybe somebody can help me here. There's this article that lists the top 5 reasons Bigfoot will be found soon. This was posted in March of 2013. I started looking through it. Of course, real familiar names. There's Dr. Melba Ketchum in number 5. Of course, she's conducting the DNA research for Bigfoot, and she hasn't posted much. She's been very quiet. But rumors are that she's making quite a bit of progress there. Number 4, Dr. Jeff Meldrum. I don't think there's any surprise there. Once he gets the funding that he needs to get the drones up in the air, he expects to make more progress in that field. And then number 3, this is the one that I've never heard of Sharon Lee, and I'm not surprised that I've never heard of her, because I haven't been in the Bigfoot community this long. But I did kind of look her up and her website and stuff, and she's a Bigfoot researcher, and she also does she also puts together expeditions for like $100 introductory, which is wow, I think that's the cheapest expedition I've seen. Most of the ones I've seen start $200-300. But anyway, anybody who can enlighten me a little bit as to who she is and where she came from or how she broke into the Bigfoot scene or the Bigfoot community, I'd like to know. And number two, of course, the BFRO, and then number one, Finding Bigfoot, which I found really odd because the folks in Finding Bigfoot run around with cameras and lights, and they're noisy as hell, and they're talking half the time, and I don't see how they were selected as number one to find Bigfoot. But hey, who knows? Stranger things have happened, I guess. Anyway, check that out, and you can read a little bit about each one there. And then this next one here, Dead Bigfoot, is a movie. I think there were some posts on my last video. A gentleman was trying to make me aware, I think, of this trailer or this movie, upcoming movie called Dead Bigfoot. It has to do with the Justin Smeja killing of two Bigfoots. I think he shot an adult and then claimed to have shot an infant or a toddler type Bigfoot, a small baby Bigfoot. And I did see the interview in its entirety that he conducted with Roe, and then this movie, of course, is coming out soon and should be interesting. But I don't know whether Justin Smeja's story is going to pick up any more than say this, only because he went back to the kill site later and was only able to dig up, some kind of bear residue. It was a bear skin or a hunk of bear meat. And so I don't know that his story will ever actually be validated, but you can judge for yourself. Next is a video from RacerX, and he has been all over Rick Dyer, and this one is no different. I mean, this one also a lot of parallels and similarities between 2008 and what Rick Dyer is doing for 2013. That's really interesting. Watch that. I'll post a link to that. And also, I haven't heard anybody in the Bigfoot community talk about the Olympia beer offer of $1 million for a captured Bigfoot. And it seems as though, looking at the rules, it seems as though, like, for someone like Rick Dyer who claims he has a body, this would be a quick and easy $1 million. Yet I haven't heard anybody talk about it. I haven't heard a word. But this would seem like, if you've got DNA evidence, and there's a couple other evidences that you can provide as well. I think even photo evidence is acceptable. $1 million, $25,000 a year for 40 years. So if you're not too up in age, that's not bad. It's good beer and gas money. Anyway, I'll leave the link to that. You can read about that offer. Now this is. I'm not going to say anything more about this. This should give you a laugh. This is a gal named Annie Dodd and why she doesn't think Bigfoot is real. I got a kick out of that. This other video too is I'll let you decide, brother or Bigfoot. It's already had 1,600 views, so I'm sure some of you, if not most of you, may have seen this. This one I thought was pretty funny as well. Well, that's all I've got for this week. Regarding Rick Dyer and his podcast, check it out. Go to 24 minutes into his very last one, where he actually starts going into details regarding his plans for Friday. He plans to release the body. He's invited a number of people, sent them airline tickets. He's also invited, he says, 2 members of the press. He didn't say whether those 2 members of the press would be local there in Las Vegas, or whether they would be members of the national news organization. But if they're truly going to be members of the press there's no way he's going to put anybody under an NDA not to reveal details or pictures or whatever of the body. So unless he's lying now or lied during his podcast, something's going to happen Friday. What actually happens is, remains to be seen. And what this means after Friday. those researchers that he seems to be very hell bent on keeping this body away, if he indeed has a body, away from Dr. Jeff Meldrum, which I don't understand why. Dr. Meldrum, I don't believe, has had any contact with him. Never asked for any appearance money or anything like that to look at the body. I heard that was absolutely a false report. So it's going to be interesting to see after Friday, how things progress in the Bigfoot community regarding Rick Dyer and this body, or Rick Dyer and this hoax. Only way to tell is to wait and see until Friday. So I'm sure we'll have more to talk about next week. I'm really trying to dig for interesting stuff and stuff that's a little more obscure, and I'm not always successful in doing that. But I try to keep it lively. Anyway, feedback on today's format is very much appreciated. Let me know if you like this format or the old format as well. I just thought that maybe trying something different might switch things up a little bit. Anyway, thank you again for your viewership, for your subscriptions, and for your comments. We'll talk again next week. Thanks.